What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about 6 things that Canada invented. So, to be honest, a lot of us Americans have a problem in that we think America did everything and that we are responsible for everything and that Americans invented everything and that everything just happens here and was done here. I mean, we even tend to freak out when we learn that celebrities can actually be Canadian or like British or something. We're like, what? When they talk about where they're from or they show that they have an accent, we're like, what? Like we're betrayed. Like it's a betrayal or something. Like, I could have sworn they were American. They had the accent. It's like, nah. Other places like exist in the world and they've done stuff. So with that being said, today I want to take some time to learn about 6 things that Canadians invented. And I don't know, I guess give you guys your proper credit here. So let's take a look.
How many of these do you know? In 1955, George Retzlaff, a producer for Hockey Night in Canada, came up with a way to rebroadcast a play within seconds using kinescope film. And like
Oh,
every great Canadian contribution, instant replay was initially treated like a neat little party trick before being monetized by everyone else on the planet.
this guy invented instant replay? Like for sports? Talk about an invention that goes underappreciated. Seriously. That's like assumed at this point. Like it's so standard. Like instant replay. That's an interesting invention because it's like, someone had to invent the camera, someone had to invent like film and editing software, but this guy, like specifically, this Canadian came up with instant replay for sports. That's really cool, and that's really underappreciated. Okay, all right.
Then there's Joseph Coyle, a newspaper editor in Smithers, BC, who was in his office one day when he overheard a hotel owner and a farmer arguing. The hotelier was mad that half of each week's eggs delivery came in broken, so Coyle went outside, he looked at the smashed eggs in the cart, and thought to himself, maybe separate compartments?
A Canadian came up with the egg carton? The egg carton. Talk about, forget instant replay, that's fine, but the egg carton. Talk about something that's underappreciated. Canadians, you guys have a certain knack for like inventing this stuff that we all take for granted. Like that that our eggs aren't like smashed and broken. That's really cool actually. So what, is this like an early sort of prototype of it right here?
And he invented the egg carton in 1911.
I hope he patented that thing. That would make you that would you deserve to have like your own dynasty. God, if you're the guy who came up with the egg carton and if you like somehow get a little cut of each of those, like a little money, that'd be cool. Okay. It's not just about the money. It's also that our eggs are protected.
The paint roller, a device which made painting walls suck slightly less because
What? Canadians just came up with everything like necessary for modern convenience in life. Like, it's funny because it's like these are important inventions, don't get me wrong. None of this stuff is like we're gonna live or die by it. You're not gonna like, it's not gonna be the end of the world if you can't see the hockey replay, or if your eggs, like some of them get cracked, or you can't paint quickly. It's just like, these are just awesome things that make life great. The little things that make life like great that we don't appreciate. The paint roller. You're kidding me.
before the roller, painting your wall was like mowing your lawn with scissors. It was invented by Norman Brakeley in 1940, who didn't patent it, didn't
Wow.
scale it up, and ended up watching others get rich from his design.
That sucks. Norman, that sucks that you didn't patent it. You probably should have. Maybe you're trying to like make it available to everybody. Maybe you had a heart of gold, but you could have had a heart of dollar bills. At least you got a rock. At least they made a rock. Put his name on a rock. That's something. But that, honestly, joking aside, very cool.
The Jolly Jumper.
And because its portable clamp fastens securely to any doorway,
The what?
your baby can be happy nearby.
What the? What? What on earth is this? Did I miss out on something? What is this? The Jolly Jumper? Is this like... What? I mean, this kid looks like he's having a good time. This is like one of the, I know about like children and infant bouncers. I think they're more called like bouncers and they're typically now they're like on the ground, like in a little, there's springs all around it and you seat them in it and it's on the ground. You're telling me, I don't know if this is a Canada thing. Maybe, did they sell this in America? I've never really seen this. This like hangs from the ceiling?
Wherever you're busy.
That bouncing baby contraption that has soothed generations of cranky infants and preserved the sanity of sleep-deprived parents. Invented in 1910 by an Ojibwe woman, Susan Olivia Poole, inspired by the indigenous practice she grew up with of suspending babies in cradle boards from tree branches.
That's actually really cool when stuff is invented like this, like from practical real world observation. That's cool. She saw this. They're hanging the kids from trees to soothe them and spin them in circles or whatever you got to do to calm them down. And she makes so this is like a jumpy spring that you attach to the ceiling and your kid like, that is so funny. And again, I know about like kids bouncers, I think they're called. But not ones you like, you guys like hang your kids from the ceiling? Like that's what you're doing?
She tied a cloth diaper to a broom handle with a spring, and boom, millions of babies now bounce their way into stronger.
It's so funny to look at. That is so funny. That is so good. And the kids obviously love it.
Legs and a lifelong addiction to adrenaline. But she only patented it in the 1950s. Because even bouncing a baby was considered too radical for the business world when it came from a woman. Never mind an indigenous one. Herbert McCool, an electrician from Regina who invented Easy Off in 19...
Easy Off. I don't know if these are just like Canadian things. But just like this Jolly Jumper. Jolly Jumper. Even the name cracks me up. Like, yeah. They're getting a lot of jollies from that. This one is called Easy Off. That sounds like the most cleaner name I've ever heard. I just don't know of this specific brand.
1932, mixing the chemicals in his basement and slapping a label designed by his 5-year-old daughter on it. And like many inventors of his time, he made and sold it from his basement. After his death, his wife Doris continued the business and eventually sold the rights to U.S. companies.
I guess it must be sold in the U.S. Maybe I'm just like not that up to spunk on my cleaning supplies. Maybe it says more about me that I don't know what this Easy Off is. Or maybe I just don't make messes. I don't even need it. I'm just deflecting at this point. This is like one of those inventors who literally poured different stuff together in his basement. Like, it's the most invention you can think of. He made it in his basement, stirring different crap together. And it was a stroke of genius. That's really cool. I like that it was made that way. There's something about that I like.
The Wonder Bra, invented by Louis Poirier in 19...
This I've heard of. For obvious reasons, I don't know. I have not had personal experience with this thing. What made this so special? Because I've heard this name before, the Wonder Bra.
1964, she turned 54 individual engineering elements into a garment that could lift and separate and start international conversations.
Oh, really? I see. It's just that this was like one of the first bras that offered like modern sort of attributes like more support and whatnot.
It changed lingerie, advertising, arguably even posture. But we know more about the models who wore it than the genius who created it.
True.
So, next time someone tells you Canada's boring, remember, we invented the Wonder Bra and instant
I don't know if this guy knows how funny he is, but that's funny. The next time someone says Canada's boring, tell them that you invented the Wonder Bra. And this jolly jumper, too. Like, a lot of cool stuff.
Someone tells you Canada's boring, remember, we invented the Wonder Bra and instant replay. You're welcome, sports bars.
Yeah, true.
Innovation, Canadian style. Doesn't start in the boardrooms. It starts when something's broken, it's minus 30, and we mutter, fuck it, I'll fix it myself. Canada's like the duct tape of countries. Underappreciated, indispensable, and holding civilization together one brilliant idea at a time.
The video was over. Like, the 6 inventions were done. I just wanted to hear this guy, like, go on this rant. That's really funny. This was great. This is really good. Who is this guy? This is Todd Maffin. Really cool video. And a bunch of inventions, I'm pretty sure, like, I've even, in the past, like, at some point, I've done a video learning about some Canadian inventions. I'm pretty sure. Did Canadians invent the gas mask? Definitely, like, insulin. But this is actually a bunch of stuff I had no idea about. It's a bunch of, like I was saying, like, low-key inventions. Well, that's not even fair. These are important. It's the Wonder Bra, for God's sake. It's important. But it's not like life or death inventions, like, that revolutionized the world. You get to let your kid jump up and down. That's pretty cool. So this was a really interesting take on, like, Canadian inventions that are, like, super nice conveniences and really interesting ideas that Canada definitely deserves credit for. I certainly didn't know about any of this stuff as an American, so that's kind of the proof you need that maybe we don't give Canada the credit for a lot of this stuff. So anyway, I quite enjoyed this. If you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of these Canadian inventions or anything else interesting or Canadian inventions. That'd be real cool to hear about too. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and seeing Canadian things and learning about Canadian things I've never seen before, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.